We're at gotomath.com working some calculus problems, and we're evaluating limits analytically. And we're in this section here, and that looks like that's the problem that we need to be looking at. So it says evaluate the limit. We got the limit as x approaches 9 of x cubed minus 729 over x, or 9 minus x. So let's move over to the whiteboard. Rewriting the problem, we have the limit as x approaches 9 of x cubed minus 729 over 9 minus x. Now we're going to do the direct substitution. That'll be the first thing that we try. Alright, 9 cubed. That is actually 729. And 729 minus 729 is going to be 0. And then we get 0 in the denominator. And that's not good. So what we're going to want to do now is factor the numerator. Now that means you got to remember how to factor the difference of two cubes. First off, let me just write this down here, that x cubed minus 9 cubed. So let's write it like that right there first. And this is how this works out. If you hadn't seen this before, we say x minus 9 and then x squared. Now this next sign right here, it's always the opposite, which I should be looking here. It's the opposite of whatever this is. So this is going to be plus, and then we write 9x, this number, times x, and then plus 9 squared, which is 81. Alright, 9 squared, which is 81. So this is 9 squared. More generally, let's just let that be a. So this becomes x minus a times x squared plus ax, and then plus a squared. So that's something you need to write down and keep in memory. Now there is a plus version, and the only difference here is that this sign right here is going to be minus. This sign will be minus. Alright, well let's get back up here. Let's rewrite this limit and factoring the numerator. And so we end up with x minus 9 times x squared plus 9x plus 81, and that's all over 9 minus x. Alright, well, can you see anything we can actually cancel out some like terms? Well, we can. We're going to need to do something to the bottom here, and that is we're going to need to factor out a negative out of this guy in the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this limit. And so we end up with x minus 9. Just all we're doing is rewriting the top here. So factoring out a negative leaves us with negative 9 plus x. But we can actually rewrite this as x minus 9, right? And we have an x minus 9 up here in the numerator. So that means that we can actually cancel these guys out. We can cancel them out, and now I'm going to rewrite this limit again. And so we're left with x squared plus 9x plus 81. Now we have this minus here, and that's okay. We'll just bring it up here to the top, and I'll just throw it right out here in the front right here. That's okay. Alright. Now we can finally go ahead and do our direct substitution. 9 squared plus 9 times 9, and then plus 81. Alright, and get that number and see what happens. Now, what is that? That's 81, 81, 81, 3 times 81, and then we got that negative. So this is actually going to be equal to negative 243 once we do the arithmetic there, and I'm going to sneak that in up here. Alright, back to the website. Clicked on the answer there, and as you can see, we have negative 243. Alright, so remember, we're at gotomath.com, and I'll see you there.